Welcome back to the Sound for More channel, and welcome back to another tutorial on Groove Rider 2. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe, as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are inside Groove Rider 2, and today we're going to have a look at insert and effects. So, first of all, let's initialize opening and default patch, which doesn't have anything else. Ready, so no synth. Click and hold on the plus sign and let's add a basic synth. Let's make it a little bit more interesting. So something like that, and perhaps we increase the polyphony as well. Okay, that sounds nice. Okay, so here you can see a section which says Insert and Effects. You can press on the plus sign and you should see in the middle that it says Select Insert Effect 1, because there are 3. Now you have a bunch of effects. You can see the list is quite long. I cannot go through them all, but you have section for delay, chorus and flanger, equalizer, filters like the usual filters, but also DJ, talk filter, phasers, analog drive including distortion slices, ducking, decimators, bit crusher, stereo width, pitch shifter, compressor, and of course sidechain, including sidechain gate and limiter. So let's start with a very simple one, chorus. And as you can see, let's click outside and to minimize that window. We have loaded an insert effect on the first slot, as you can see on insert effects number 1, because there are 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now, you might not see this view, you might see this view, okay? If so, because it isn't ready yet activated, click on it and you can go back to this view. So the difference here is that this view allows you to change the parameter. It's like an XY pad, okay? Which you move around, and of course you can activate and deactivate like so. So you can see here the chorus added. You can increase the speed, the depth, okay, and so on. If you don't like it, click where it says chorus and change to a delay. Click twice or click outside to confirm it. Okay, increase the depth, which in this case is the feedback. Lovely, really, really nice. Now, let's click where it says here plus and add on the second slot another effect. Let's say that we want to add, again, maybe an exciter this time. Okay, and on the exciter you can see that we have an amount and also a high pass filter, and this is insert effect slot number 2. And of course that depends on the type of sound. Let's say that we want a normal equalizer instead. Here we go, low, mid, high, gain, but you can change also the Q and the frequency as well. Really simple to use. The high. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Increase a little bit the bass. And then you can change the frequency as well. Perfect. Now let's say that on the third one, we're going to add, why not? Let's add an analog drive. As you can see here, you have mix and gain, simple. And a nice meter in the middle, of course. Okay, for the output here, you might want to go to the mixer and lower it a little bit. is highly advisable. Okay, let's go back to the sound. You can hear that is actually coming in. Let's try, for example, something like a slicer. Okay, rate and mix, really simple again. And of course the sound is coming down because I set the decay and no sustain, right? Let's decrease the rate. Oh, lovely. You might decide to decrease a little bit the mix. Okay, so what is happening here is that after the sound engine has created the sound or processed the sound, is going into the insert effects number 1, and you can see here the arrow going to the right, and then from this one you can see the arrow going to the next one, and then going to the next one. So the different insert effects are one after the other on in series. Okay, so if you click here, you can change, for example, here where it says series. See, it goes from 1, 2, and 3, for example, to be in parallel. And as you can see now that they are in parallel, you can see that the arrow now are actually going from, you see the sound engine here going to the insert effect 1 and then directly to the output. So in this case, you hear only the delay. Okay. Now, you have other modes, for example, mixed. You go to the first one, then from the first it goes to the second. Okay, so the first and the second in series, and then the third is in parallel. So now you hear the delay and the equalizer. Okay, and then a mixed. 1 and 2 are in parallel, and then 2 goes into 3. In this case, you hear only the delay. Now, you can check here at the top, it says layer 1, because this is the layer 1 which we have defined with normal synth, is going directly to the output of insert, or to the input of insert effect 1, which is this one. If I was going to number 2, because it's mixed here, and the effect number, insert effects number 2 is in series number 3, you can see these two highlighted. So it goes here, then it comes back down here, and then it goes directly to the output. So you hear the equalizer and also the slicer. Okay. Again, be careful in terms of picking. I'm just picking, so I decrease a little bit more the mixer. Okay, adjusted a little bit. So that gives you a little bit of a sense here that you can take the output of the layer and then send it to any insert effect, not at the same time, but you can choose. Okay, and then depending on the routing here, you can have different effects. Okay, additional option that you can also see here, you can set where the LFO goes to which insert effect. So in this case, it's going to insert effect number 1, and let's set to these in series. Okay, so let's see what that means. So we go to LFO, we'll edit this one, and here where it says insert effect, we increase this one, increase the depth, and increase the speed. And you can see it's as affecting the depth or the delay. But let's exit here, and let's go to the option here. And let's say that you wanted also to go to insert effect number 2 here. Okay, and depending on what you have, of course, selected, it will show you that. And you can also say go to insert effect number 3, and you can see it is actually actioning in there as well. Instead of this equalizer, let's get a chorus, okay? And you can see it's affecting the speed here. So you could, for example, set these to random and quantize as well. So you get some very interesting effect now. Okay, so that explains this part here. Additionally, you can also decide to change the behavior of the modulation wheel in terms of changing the LFO depth, but also the cutoff, and also edit one. Okay, let's go here and edit one as well. We click here so we can see the modulation wheel. And as you can see, as I'm moving, is impacting the cutoff, but also edit one here, which is the pitch too. Okay, and the other thing I haven't showed you is if you want to change the order, click and hold, and you can move it up, or click and hold, move it down. Okay, or what you can do is click and hold on the chorus, copy effect, click and hold here, and you can do paste effect, so they're the same. Click and hold here, reset. Okay, you reset the settings, or you can remove it. Okay, so that is pretty straightforward. And as I said, finally, you can also use the XY pad here to change yourself. Okay, so let's say now that we go back here and we change this to 0, we don't want to LFO interfering. Okay, so I hope you found the tutorial interesting, and as always, see you next time. Bye.